course, if you are like millions of others, you've made a New Year's resolution to strengthen the body. But what about those empathy muscles instead? Well, who better to talk about the best way to do this than empathy activist Rob Volpe. Rob, thank you so much for being here.
Claudia,
welcome to Denver,
thank you. It's so great to be here and a lovely week.
I love the concept. And of course, the book that you've brought this morning, well, it's the 4th week in January. Many of us are, of course, struggling to keep those resolutions. Do you have some easy ways to get back on track, especially bringing empathy into everything that we do?
Yeah, absolutely. I was motivated myself. There was an article in Oprah Daily recently by Dr. Julia DeGangi, and she talked about how 80% of people give up on their resolutions before the end of the month of January.
Oh, no.
And I dug into that, and only 9% of people actually hold on to their resolutions till the end of the year.
Okay.
So 3 different tips, things for people to do. The first one is to not think about it as a resolution. A resolution is really strong and firm. It's like mountains and stone. It's immovable.
Yeah, I could see that.
And you can't flex with the things that come up in life. An intention, though, is what I recommend, and how I approach it is setting an intention. And intention is based off of a wish, a desire, or your ambition.
Okay.
So, for example, when I started to write the book, if I had set a resolution that, okay, this year I'm going to write a book, I would have been really disappointed because I was running a company at the time and other personal things were getting in the way. But instead, I set an intention. And so even though it took 6 years, I ended up with an award-winning book at the end of it.
Yeah.
Second tip, and the Oprah Daily article gets into this, is to be aware when you're setting a resolution for New Year's, you're actually trying to change a behavior. So have self-awareness around the goal, the behavior that you're trying to change. And self-empathy is actually what's important to doing that. And so self-empathy, empathy in general is about connecting and understanding other people. Self-empathy is when you direct it inward and try to understand. So in my book, I talk about the 5 steps to empathy, the things that we need to do to keep, to connect with others as well as ourselves. Dismantle judgment, ask good questions, actively listen, integrate into understanding, and use solution imagination. And you do all of those things, you're trying to understand your own behaviors and how you want to change it.
Yeah, that is so interesting, Rob. You bring up some really good points, and I'd like to go in deep to several of those that really speak to me. Now, why do you think, though, these work so well, these 5 steps you just mentioned?
So I was finding, so I by training and spent most of my career as a marketing researcher talking to people, trying to understand how they think and feel. And noticed for both myself and also our clients, there were times when their judgment would get in the way or they wouldn't hear what somebody else was saying. And so we started to look into the social sciences as well as what we were noticing ourselves and with our clients, what was getting in the way. And that's how we identified these 5 steps. And dismantling judgment is the biggest and the hardest one. We are so critical with ourselves and with other people. And it's not about making a decision. That's a form of making a judgment. This is about being judgmental, that negative self-talk and the negative talk and thoughts that you have towards others.
I got it. See that again, valid point here. Now, if you would like to know more about these things that Rob is talking about, he's got the book. It's called Tell Me More About That. That's exactly what I want to say to you right now. Talk to me about the book. It sounds like it took a few years to get this. It's fine. It's here, though.
It is here. It's out. It won an award from the Independent Book Publishers. It's one of the best self-help books. And it's written, it's not a book that's going to tell you, oh, you have to do this. I actually used my stories and my adventures and misadventures doing research, going into strangers' homes where they have different opinions, beliefs, and behaviors. I talk about, the dirtiest house that I've ever been in and what that experience was like.
I want to read about that.
And the kind of interesting things that you discover in somebody's bathroom as you're doing an interview, or the things that come out, or the time that I went to the NRA gun show, and as somebody that is a believer in more gun safety, having to overcome my own judgment so that I could connect and understand why people choose to own guns. And it was very revealing for me.
Again, it's about being open to everybody else and trying to understand who they are, and it kind of, in a way, makes everything better because you see things a little more clearly and appreciate more.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Well, before I let you go, I wanted to ask, empathy activist. I noticed that this morning when I was going through your interview. What does it mean to be an empathy activist?
So I love the tension between those two words, because empathy is often construed as this really soft, squishy thing, and activism is really strong. But if you're an activist, you're just trying to bring about change. And you don't have to take to the streets all the time to do that. It's about every conversation that you have. So as an empathy activist, I'm trying to get the word out, one conversation at a time, so that people can improve their empathy skills.
Well, I think you are doing very well at that. Rob, thank you so much for visiting this morning. Can't wait to get into that book. And here's more info on Rob and how you can get the book. Tell Me More About That is on Amazon and wherever books are sold. You can get it right now. Plus, you can also get it for 99 cents on Kindle. Go check it out. And if you want to learn more about Rob and his incredible work, just go to robvolpe.expert.